Welcome to my little country kitchen. My name is Marianne and I'm going to be showing you this pantry shelf. Thank you for joining me. As you can see, I had to clear out all of this mess that was in the way, which as you can see, which is why I need the 6 shelves going vertically as opposed to spread all over my kitchen floor. Here's my kitty. She's so cute. She always has to explore everything with me, especially when there's something new I'm changing. So these are some pickle cucumbers. I was checking to see if they were still good, and yes, they are. So I can save the seeds on those. I need to see if I need to ferment them. I can't remember. If you remember, please write it in the comments. Of course, now I'm sweeping, cleaning up the mess from all the kitties and everything, the crumbs that we make, and I'm mopping the floor by hand just because it's easier with this one little spot. And I pushed it away. Something must have spilled because it has a perfect circle ring right here where the seats used to be. Funny kitty. Okay, now I'm unpacking the shelves and seeing what supplies I have. These are the side shelves, the corners, making sure I have everything. Instructions so I know what I'm doing, which it would have been nice if I would have read that a little more. You'll see why in a minute. Put up my hair because it's hot. Keep putting on the little feet on these corner pieces. I've put 4 of these together before in my food room, so I knew the basics of how they went together. I just didn't know all the details of this specific one. On the first shelf, I wanted to put all the kitty food, so I put the bucket up there and measured it, and that's where I put the next shelf. And then I put the second shelf for canning jars for quarts. Each shelf says it can hold over 600 pounds, so I decided to sit on it, see how sturdy it was, and I shook around, and it was pretty sturdy. It held me fine. And then I realized I put this together wrong. I needed to put the bottom together first, and these shelves were the top part, so I had to move this out of the way and build the bottom first. It really does help to read the instructions, doesn't it? All in all, it wasn't that long. It took me about 40 minutes to completely clear out this space, put it up, and put all the things back on, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm glad I was able to get this project done and give our kitchen a way needed organization, do-over, makeover, whatever you want to say. This was a little harder than my previous shelves, so I had to have my husband help me. We had to hold them together, and then we realized that we have to put one of the shelf brackets to hold up the top and the bottom together, so it has to be in that middle section. You can't adjust that shelf at all. It has to be in that exact spot, which kind of annoyed me because I wanted it to be somewhere else for that specific one, but it's alright. I figured it out and I adapted. So it was much easier to do only 2 of the corners at a time as opposed to the whole thing. But I definitely had to have 4 hands to hold it up. so he can put up that shelf so it will keep it in the same spot while I put on the bracket. See how this little peg needs to go in just the bottom one, and then I slide it down, and then the other peg needs to go in the bottom corner bracket. So that's the part that kind of annoyed me. It was different from the other shelves that I put up because it slid into each other, so they were self-sustaining. Only one person could put it together, but this one you definitely needed 2 people. So, but we figured it out together. It's a great thing with teamwork, right? Great project on the weekend. So now I'm having my husband put on the next shelf, and I'm trying to decide what to put and where and asking his input. So I wanted the shelf, that air fryer on the lower shelf below it, but the shelf it's sitting on now is the one that meets the 2 corners together, so I had to put it there. It didn't give me an option. But after checking that it had room enough that I can still see inside it for the contents, it was still at a good height, so I thought it was okay. So I adjusted and put it on the next shelf up. Thank you so much for joining me with my little country kitchen. Yes, I have my little happy dance. I'm so glad I got this done. Here's my beautiful shelf for buckets. This is like right next to my kid table, which is also a mess, which is why I needed this. Shelves for jars, more jars probably. It's probably going to be the KitchenAid and the air fryer right there, and then more jars up there, probably the little ones. Yay! Thanks for joining me. I am exhausted. I get to fill it up. I'll show you the before and after. Here is before. Okay, I wanted to buy this kind of shelf. I'll show you. But instead, I bought this one, 2 of them for the same price as the other one, and then an extension cord. That way I can still plug my appliances in. So that's a way better option. And I have more storage for my jars, so win-win. And this is the after. Way better. My table's completely cleaned off. Have the kitty food on the bottom with some pickles and vinegar. All my jars on the second shelf. Food that needs to be eaten on the next shelf, and snacks. The appliances, and then miscellaneous stuff on the top too that I hardly use. So way better, don't you think, honey? Isn't it way better? Good purchase, good idea. And it was half the price than the original I wanted. Those are good. Yep. Yay. Thank you for spending time with me today. And if you would please do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you have any comments, please do so. And like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.